at the railroad station.
Hey, what's up everybody, I'm KP Casey, and today I'm going to be starting Nancy Drew, The Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon, which is actually one of my favorites.
You know me. When I make a promise.
Resist your desire for revenge, Altair. Speak truth, and they will see their error.
He executed our youngest son, Maria. He deserves to die.
Now, if I don't capture my former brother in arms, great harm will befall my family.
Okay, hold up. I do not like that. Okay. Sorry, I just don't like that. My app has just been like messing up for some reason. Okay. So, like, I mean, like for some reason, like my app was like totally just messing up. Like it would not show my stream for some reason.
Welcome to my latest case, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. To start, choose Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, click on Tutorial.
Junior.
Dear Hannah, here I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're going is Lori Gerard. That's the young woman who invited everyone. Actually, she didn't really invite me. She invited Frank and Joe Hardy, and they invited me. And I've always wanted to join forces with the Hardy Boys. I just hope this doesn't turn out to be another one of Lori's silly attempts to grab publicity. Some people can be a little too rich and a little too famous for their own good. Wish me luck. Love, Nancy.
Well, people, now that our little orientation tour is over, let's get started. Okay, I, again, am Lori Gerard, and the first thing I want to do is thank you all for coming. John Gray. I am so thrilled that you're taking time out from that TV show of yours to do some ghost hunting here with us. I mean, Ghost Chasers is like the best cable show ever. And Charlena Purcell. I cannot tell you how much I adore those romance novels you write. Your characters just seem so real. And all that stuff you know about the Old West, you are just awesome. And Tino Balducci. Only the most famous police detective in the country. And then there's Frank and Joe Hardy. They're amateur detectives. My dad and their dad are old friends. And you must be the other amateur detective, their friend? Natalie?
Nancy. Nancy Drew?
Whatever. All right, I'll bet you're wondering where we're going. Well, we're going to Copper Gorge, Colorado. Why? To solve the mystery of what happened to Jake Hurley, the man who originally owned this train. Because see, one day in 1903, this train was found in a place called Blue Moon Canyon, which was out in the middle of the Nevada desert. Only the engineer was on board, and he was dead. As for Jake Hurley, he had disappeared from the face of the earth. Oh, and two more things. Before he disappeared, Jake was rumored to have found the richest gold mine in the world. And the train he owned, this train, his wife Camille died on it while they were going to the gold fields. It was rumored to be haunted.
She's gone.
Oh my gosh.
What in the world?
Hey, what's going on? People should never go tampering with things they don't understand.
Oh, brother.
It's okay. Everybody just stay calm. No need to panic. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Well, Nancy, you're up on all that social etiquette stuff. What are you supposed to do when your hostess vanishes into thin air?
If I don't seem concerned, it's because I'm not. Laurie Gerard is a young woman whose only goal in life is to be famous. She craves attention and habitually uses her father's considerable wealth to get it.
Hey Christy, thank you for coming to my stream. Oh my gosh, Joe was awesome. Joe was like one of the most funniest characters from like this entire video game series. I am freezing right now. I am seriously considering, you know, like getting a heater for in here and keeping it in here whenever I stream. You love this game? I do too. It's one of my favorites.
So you think her disappearing like that is just some kind of publicity stunt?
I just think she couldn't resist showing off in front of all of us minor celebrities. What was your name again?
Nancy Drew. You and I have actually met. Sort of. I called you not too long ago when I was at Shadow Ranch. You gave me some information about Dirk Valentine.
Just for playing that game.
Ah, Nancy Drew.
You don't remember me, do you?
No.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley?
Psst, Nancy. Come here.
Excuse me for a second.
Yeah, sorry it took me so long to get on here. For some reason, like, I went live and my Twitch app wouldn't, you know, like, it wouldn't show me that I was live. And I'm like, no, I know I'm live. Like, I thought, you know, maybe my streaming software was like messed up. I'm like, no, like maybe I'm not streaming to my channel. Maybe I'm, you know, just streaming or something's messed up.
Hey, Nance.
Where have you two been?
I followed Tino Balducci.
And I went after John Gray. He went straight to the room in the car that used to be Camille's and didn't come out again. I could hear all these weird noises coming from inside.
Excuse me.
Did you talk to him?
I was just about to go in, but the next thing I know, Joe's got my arm in a vice grip and is dragging me back here, babbling about how Balducci's our guy.
He found something on the floor right where Laurie was standing when the train went dark. I saw him pick it up and put it in his pocket. Then he left.
So, you know, like, no offense to, like, the guy who like, plays Frank's voice here, and I honestly don't know his name. But, like, I think I prefer the voice of Frank, like, now than what his voice is here. Isn't, yes. Isn't the same voice, the same guy who plays Frank, like, now, like, in the current stuff, like in the Deadly Device, it wasn't his voice the same as it was in what's the name of it? The Creature of Kapu Cave, or is it this guy's voice? I'm pretty sure it's the guy who plays him now. Like, I'm hearing his voice, like, saying some of the dialogue and stuff like that. I think it's him. But yeah, I think I prefer Frank's voice like nowadays to this guy. Okay.
Did you see what it was?
When I tried to talk to him, he just kind of brushed me aside and said something snotty like, "I'm on the job here, Junior, so just go back to the playground and stay out of the way." In case you two hadn't noticed, we're not getting a lot of respect around here. Can't we at least tell Balducci that we do stuff for ATAC?
You know the rules.
ATAC?
American Teens Against Crime. We do a lot of undercover work for them.
Wonder Cop's probably never even been undercover.
Joe, let it go. What'd Charlena have to say?
She thinks Laurie is faking this whole disappearance thing.
She's not the only one.
How can you say that? You heard Laurie scream.
Anybody can scream, Joe. Especially girls whose fathers have given them acting lessons along with everything else they've ever wanted.
What about you, Nancy? What do you think?
I kind of agree with Frank.
You've got to be kidding.
Do you think maybe one of Lori's other guests is in on her disappearance?
It's certainly possible.
From the way she talked, it didn't sound like she knew any of them.
Maybe that's what she wanted us to think.
Or maybe that's what one of them wanted her to think.
Well, whether Lori disappeared by force or by choice, what we've got to do now is find her.
Absolutely.
Has anyone talked to the engineer?
Not that I know of.
Then I'm going to head up front and tell him what's happened. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Good idea. In the meantime, we'll take another look around in here.
Great. Catch you later.
Sorry, didn't realize I was muted. I like to write down everything that I have to do, like right when they say it, like even if it's just a quick little task of, okay, I gotta go call him, you know, just so I'm keeping up with, you know, with the events of the games. Then I can look back and it's like, okay, no wait, I've told him that she's gone, you know, so.
Engineer, what do you want?
Hello, I'm one of the passengers, and I just thought you should know that Lori Gerard has disappeared.
So?
I just thought you might want to call the police or something.
Hey, all I know is I take orders from Miss Gerard, okay? Right now my orders are to get this train to Copper Gorge non-stop. And until Miss Gerard tells me otherwise, that's what I'm gonna do.
But Lori may not even be on the train anymore.
Look, Miss Gerard may not be a rocket scientist or anything, but even she knows better than to jump off a moving train.
But...
Now, if you'll excuse me, I got me a train to run.
Did that. Hey, it sounded like her. What's the rest of the
A
game?
square and a duck. Looks like some sort of steam valve.
Warning, do not open unless all pipes are connected. Thank you. I would have never have known that.
This door goes outside. Opening it now would not be a good idea.
It's so cold. Look, I'm seriously want some hot cocoa.
Sadie Crawford. It looks like there's something behind this painting, but I can't seem to move it.
Oops, okay.
Yes?
Talk to her again.
What are you working on?
I'm writing my next book. I'm on a deadline, so until I write those two most wonderful of all three-letter words, the end, everywhere I go, my laptop goes, and every chance I get, I write.
That's exactly how I am. Although nowadays, I just pull out my phone and start to write. Because I use Google Docs whenever I write, so, and I have the app on my phone, so then I can just tap on the project that I'm currently on, and then just pick up right where I left off, and then it transfers to my computer because it's, you know, saved just through the internet.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley? You know, the man who originally owned this train?
Wealthy, imaginative, adventurous, stubborn, egocentric, and most importantly, he was smitten at the age of 35 by a young French woman named Camille Voulet, who died about a year after they were married.
That's sad, and I'm pretty sure of all the times that I have played this game, I've never actually like fully known that he was 35 when he met her. Like, that's the first time it's actually like registering in my mind that you know, that he was 35. Wow, mind blown now. Okay, wow.
Where was he from?
East Coast, Philadelphia, I think. His parents were British aristocrats. Sometime in the 1870s, he decided to seek his fortune out west, so he had this train custom built so that he, and some years later his wife, could traverse the mountains and plains in relative comfort.
Aww.
So he went west and became a miner?
All anyone knows for sure is that years after Camille's death, he showed up in Denver with a pouch full of gold nuggets and semi-precious stones, which he used to purchase mining supplies. He refused to say how he'd come by them, which of course led to speculation that he had found a fantastically rich vein somewhere. Although to this day, its existence remains unsubstantiated, and its location quite unknown.
Oh, I'm freezing. Like, my fingers are getting numb. Like, that's how cold it is. You know, like, picking up the pencil to write stuff down, it's like I'm actually starting to get pain. Like, that's how cold it is. That's bad.
Why do you think Lori invited you on this trip?
No doubt because I'm such an authority on life in the Old West, and because I'm so good at using old information to unearth new information. My knack for research is, well, it's a gift.
Well, I'll let you go.
My publisher thanks you.
That'd be scary to move across that. You know? That'd be scary. Right, click to rotate. Okay. Okay, now that goes in the middle. Okay. Let's get the corners. Nope. Wrong one. Wayne Raleigh for this game. Okay, so the guy who played Frank's voice is Wayne Raleigh. Wow, try saying that name like 10 times fast. You know, I know that there's like a difference between the older Frank Hardy and the newer Frank Hardy. That goes there. It is freezing. See, that goes there. I know that. Nope, that does not go there. Let's see. Nope. Switch it again. Nope. Maybe this one. Nope, that goes down in the middle. Okay, I think I'm getting it. Did I get it? Oh, nope. Yay!
Left pickaxe and lamp with buhl for safekeeping. To open what's closed, lead is the key. Or is it lead is the key?
Oh, you can't open it again? That's stupid.
This must have been the sleeping car.
Hi, you're that Nancy person. How you doing? John Gray.
You look pretty busy.
Right now I'm taking time-lapse electromagnetic readings and recording background noise. This was Camille's private car. If she had something to do with Lori's disappearance, analyzing these readings may give me a clue as to Lori's whereabouts.
Are you saying that Camille's ghost kidnapped Lori?
What to most people are ghosts are actually temporary distortions in local electromagnetic fields caused by the presence of residual psychic energy generated by the person or persons who frequented that particular locale. That's my working theory, at least.
Interesting. Now can you say it in English?
That's very interesting.
It's all very scientific. But the fact is, Lori's missing, and I for one am doing everything in my power to find her. The vibes I'm getting make me think she could be in serious trouble.
I never really talked to him when I play that game. Because like you have to call Bess and George like a lot of times for them to say, "Oh hey, guess who dropped by?" You know. But yeah, I like every time I play that game. Like the last time I did, I think it was like the first time I actually played the game was, you know, I like stood by the phone and just kept calling them. It was like, "Come on, guys, you got it. You gotta drop by it sometime. Come on. So, is he the guy that plays Frank's voice now?
Charlena Purcell thinks Lori is just playing some kind of joke on us.
Charlena Purcell writes romance novels. End of comment.
What do you think of Tino Balducci?
I kind of feel sorry for the guy. After catching those bank robbers, he can't just be a good cop anymore. He's got to be a great cop. Tough to perform under that kind of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to, like, place it, and I can't. Like, it's bugging me so bad, where it kind of makes me want to just, like, go in there and go into the game just to do that. But I don't think I can play that game right now, because of this stupid computer thing.
Is Lori a friend of yours?
First time I met her was when I boarded this train with all the rest of you. I knew her by reputation, of course, like everyone else who reads the tabloids. It doesn't appear that anyone aboard this train is her friend.
Maybe she planned it that way.
You mean so we'd concentrate all our efforts on finding Jake Hurley? Possible, although she really doesn't strike me as being the planning type.
I won't keep you any longer.
Pleasure talking to you.
So, I've been on a reading binge for like past 2 weeks, and I've read 2 books. I've read 2 books in about 2 days, 2.5, give or take. Like, I just started one yesterday, and I just finished it, earlier today. So, that was fun.
This looks like some sort of game. I did it.
And I was just gonna like keep clicking.
What's in here?
Sheet music.
Teddy Eberhardt.
Teddy Eberhard.
Looks like Camille was teaching herself how to play the piano. Thomasina O'Neill.
Thomasina. Yeah, because like if you watch the mid-trailer, you actually heard Frank's voice in it. That's like one thing for some reason I noticed right off the bat is if, you know, it's like the old, you know, like the old characters, right? Like Deirdre Shannon. You haven't heard Joe's voice, but you did hear Frank's, as I you know, as I just said.
It's locked.
But
looks like some kind of sewing sampler. I wonder
like,
if there's a relationship between those symbols and those numbers.
But for some reason, like, I just sticks in my brain. Excuse me. It just like sticks in my brain whenever like an old character or more comes back like in the next game, because I try to find details in trailers that can, you know, help out with understanding the game more. See?
Don't do that, please! Those microphones I set up over there are very sensitive. Just about took out my eardrums. You can play that thing when I'm done. I'll let you know when that is, alright?
Okay.
I think Frank in the trailer said, you know, said something like, Nancy, are you okay? Or something like that. Okay.
Hello?
Nancy, hi, it's me.
Oh.
Hi, Bess.
And me.
Hey, George, what's up?
What's up? You're the one who's on the train with a bunch of famous people. You tell us. This is torture, Nancy. I'm dying of curiosity here. Bess, just calm down. Oh, like you're not just as curious as I am. She's the one who insisted we call you Nancy. Only because you're driving me crazy. I'm supposed to be helping her paint her room, but every other brushstroke she's like, where do you think she is now? How do you think the Hardy Boys are doing? Why do you think she hasn't called? What do you think Laurie Gerard is wearing? Oh, George, that is so not true. I could care less what Laurie Gerard is wearing. So come on, Nancy. You're on a train full of famous people bound for who knows where. So dish already, would ya? Bess, calm down. Look what you did. You got paint in my hair. I'm sorry. You know, actually, that looks kind of cool. Nice try, Bess. No, really. You're just saying that because you're afraid I'll bail and you'll wind up having to paint this dump all by yourself. George, I kid you not. You should seriously think about doing some major highlights in that color.
What color is it?
Adobe beige.
Nice try, Bess.
What's going on, Nan?
I'll talk to you guys later.
Remember, when in doubt, call.
You know, there's actually, I don't know if y'all know this, but you all probably do. There's, not from words. There's, a show from the 1970s. It was season 1, it switched back and forth between Nancy Drew and freaking Joe Hardy. And at the beginning of either at the ending of season 1 or at the beginning of season 2, they meet because Frank and Joe's dad contacted Nancy to, you know, for her to help out with something, and they didn't know he did that, so they just thought for some reason this girl's there trying to help out for some reason. I didn't know he was in so many games, like, maybe not even playing Frank. Because Frank is in Goes Out to Moon Lake, or the Haunted Carousel, or Danger on Deception Island. Wait, he is on the Secret Shadow Ranch. But I never call him, but I never called them, so, on there when I play that game. No, but, anyway, in the show, but then in season 2, it flashes back and forth between them, but there's also some episodes where they join forces. And one of them is when they are going to a ski lodge, but they have to go on a train first. And I think her took that episode and the book, because there's also a Nancy Drew Hardy Boys Super Mystery book takes place on a train. But anyway, this girl was running from these two guys, and she gave Nancy her coin purse because she needed money for a phone, and she didn't have the right currency for where she was. So Nancy gave her some coin, and she gave her the coins, like she gave her the opposite currency coins back to her to pay for it, and then she ran away. But then Nancy starts getting stalked by these people because apparently one of the coins was what they were going after, because the one coin was worth like $5,000 or something like that. And but it was just really cool that like these guys were on the train trying to find her, and they're on a train, you know, they can't really do anything. So it's just like really cool. Dang it, I don't want to watch that episode. And it's just really cool.
Hey, Nancy, right?
That's right, Nancy Drew.
Amateur detective, huh? Ever thought about becoming a real detective? You know, like me?
Well, I don't know. Do you like what you do?
I love it. You, heard about those bank robberies I solved, right?
Yes, I sure did.
Baffling case. Two-man team at 17 banks in 3 states in 5 days? FBI had no idea who the perps were. But after forcing their vehicle to a stop, confronting them, despite the fact that they were armed and giving chase, I single-handedly made the collar.
I heard they stopped because you accidentally rear-ended them.
You heard wrong. You see, Nancy, when somebody does something really remarkable in this country, the first thing everybody else does is try to tear them down. Reporters, late-night comedians, even some of my fellow officers. All have been spreading vicious lies about me. Why? Because they've never done anything remarkable in their sorry little lives, and they're jealous. Anyway, you should look around in here. Lots of interesting stuff. This was Jake's private car, you know.
I understand that you found something on the floor in the dining car.
Yeah, at first I thought it was an old coin, but it turned out to be some kind of slug.
Do you think it had anything to do with Lori's disappearance?
Nah. Probably been lying there for 100 years. May have served a purpose back then, but now, worthless.
May I see it?
Sure. In fact, here, keep it. Wear it around your neck or something. That way, when people ask you where you got it, you can tell them Tino Balducci gave it to you. The Tino Balducci.
Oh, thank you.
What else can I do for you?
So, what do you think happened to Lori?
Well, she could have been kidnapped. She could have been tossed off the train. She could be hiding from us. But I obviously won't know which until I've gathered all the facts.
When do you think that will be?
I'll know the facts when I know the facts. The truth can't be rushed, you know.
Have you had a chance to talk to Charlena Purcell?
Now, why would I want to do a thing like that?
You don't like her?
I can't stand those sappy books she writes. And seeing as I said as much during an interview on national TV once, it's a pretty safe bet she doesn't like me.
Have you talked to John Gray?
The ghost guy? Total quack. Only reason I'd talk to him would be to arrest him for fraud.
Why would he talk about her books? He's a police officer. There's no reason for him to talk about her books on national TV.
You've been a big help.
Anything for a fellow detective.
J.H. For Jake Hurley, obviously. Must be Jake's insignia. Camille with Hager Anderson and Chantilly Hildegard. Looks like an old-fashioned cigar box. Wonder why it's locked. And what does AG mean? Pretty. Looks like some kind of gemstone. Eliza Sandberger. An old scale. Strange. It seems to be built into the wall. Those symbols look like the ones I saw in that sampler. It's locked.
Okay, I forget what to do here.
There, all done.
Woo. That was hard. Okay. So maybe if I go back over here.
I wonder what's under here, and what the deal is with those weird-looking bolts.
What's up?
Thanks for the chat.
Goodbye.
The Little Book of Samplers.
Yes. Now I can try to get into that room. Nope, wrong way. Yes.
That square and that duck look very familiar.
Woohoo!
Looks like to make this thing, whatever it is, I'm going to need a spyglass, a pickaxe, and a lamp. Citrine, amethyst, zircon, those are all gemstones, I think. Silver. What do all those colors have to do with silver?
Orange. Blue. Green. Red. Purple. Yellow. There. Last one. I love these types of puzzles. There we go. That was actually like pretty hard.
Lori?
Found her.
Gosh, I never thought you'd be the one to find me. No offense, Nadine?
Nancy. Nancy Drew.
Well, as you can see, I wasn't really spirited away by ghosts or anything. That bookshelf in the dining car, you step on this thing in the floor in there, and it slides open. I practiced disappearing for weeks.
So it was just all for show?
Well, not entirely. See, here's the deal. My dad wound up with this train when he bought out Noram Shipping. They'd been storing it in this old warehouse outside St. Louis for so long that everybody had just forgotten about it. Anyway, after like mass begging on my part, Dad had the train restored to working condition and got me an engineer and track permits and all that other stuff until finally, here we are, on our way to find out what happened to Jake Hurley.
I think you were going to explain why you kidnapped yourself.
Oh, right. Well, see, I was one of the first people in like 100 years to set foot on this train, okay? Everything was just the way it was when Jake disappeared. Except, I also found this. It's a letter that Jake wrote in 1901 to his niece back east. He was real paranoid about claim jumpers, which is why he never told anyone where his mine was. But he was also afraid something would happen to him and no one would ever know where it was. So he wrote this letter to his only living relative, Ruth Kensington. Here, take it.
You want me to have it? Why?
Because you found me. See, in that letter, Jake tells Ruth that everything she needs to figure out where his mine is on this train. He also warns her that his wife's spirit is on the train too, which kind of creeps me out. But the thing is, to find Jake's lost mine, we need the train.
How do you know this Ruth person didn't find the mine decades ago?
Mostly because I found that letter in the wastebasket. It was like she'd gotten so ticked off, trying to follow her nutty uncle's clues, that she finally said to heck with the whole thing.
So you want me to try to figure out where the mine is?
Uh-huh. As for the other people on board, if you want to show them that letter, go ahead. It's totally up to you. We're going to Copper Gorge because that's where Jake buried Camille, so I figured his mine might be somewhere around there too. But if you think we need to go somewhere else, you just let me know and I'll have the engineer take us there.
How come you didn't try to find the mine yourself?
Maybe I did. Or maybe I just thought letting other people try to find it would be a good excuse to throw a party. I like parties.
How well do you know your guests?
Well, I don't know you or those Harvey guys at all.
Hardy. Frank and Joe Hardy.
Whatever.
Ugh.
I didn't know John Gray before this either, but I love his show. And I figured he'd jump at the chance to investigate an honest-to-goodness haunted train. And now that someone has finally found me, I can finally go meet him for real.
What about Tino Balducci?
I met Tino right after he got famous for solving those robberies. Inviting him here for this was a no-brainer. I mean, what an awesome detective. And those piercing eyes of his, you just know his mind's in there going 90 miles an hour.
Ugh, I hate Tino so much. He's a jerk.
How well do you know Charlena Purcell?
I just know her from her books, which are so good. In fact, I just started reading her latest one, The Moon Tells No Lies. See, what I'd really like to do is write romance novels. Everybody who knows me says I'd be really good at it. In fact, a while back, I sent Charlena some ideas, you know, just to see what she thought.
And?
She hated them.
Guess I better get to work.
Keep me posted.
I know, right? This chair is uncomfortable. Okay. So, I'm trying to think.
Looks like a dance floor, maybe?
No, stop it.
I can use this to open that grate I saw in Camille's car.
Yay. Now I can go open that. Yeah, I'm wanting to see if, like, me changing my times to, you know, to a little bit later. You know, maybe, like, see how it goes. But me being cold right now is probably not the best thing because I'm starting to get sleepy. Which, I know that sounds weird because you're cold. Like, I'm cold and I'm sleepy. That doesn't really go well together. You'd think I'd be awake. But I'm actually really sleepy. And guess what? It's snowing here. Or it was.
That tool I saw in the caboose. I bet that's what you use to unscrew these bolts.
I stinking love this now. So
More pipes to connect.
oh my gosh, I love this now.
Here we go.
Woo. Okay, trying to think. So I might not be streaming for too much longer. I'm gonna be streaming for 49 minutes. I'm probably streaming for an hour to like an hour and a half to an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know. I'm just really tired. But then tomorrow I'll be playing some Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm trying to think about what I have to do. My mind is not one to work. Nope. See? Mine is not one to work. Okay. Dial. Actually, I actually think I might watch that episode of Nancy Drew and the
Hi, Beth.
Hardy Boys. So that's a really good one, and it's really really cool. That, you know, once they get to like the ski lodge and everything, the guy like tries to like get Nancy so they can get the coin or coins from her. And so like, they go skiing down this mountain, and he like plows in, well, he skids right in front of her, so then she has to like stop, and then she falls down. And I forget, it's Frank, I think, and he just like, he's skiing down the mountain too, and he just like plows into the guy because the guy is about to hurt her, and and Frank comes like skiing down the mountain and just plows into the guy. He's like, yes! I'm tired. Okay.
Lori invited us on this train trip in hopes that someone will find out what happened to Jake Hurley, the train's original owner.
Was he murdered or something?
No one knows. He was married to a woman named Camille, but she died, and he eventually vanished while mining for gold. His train was found abandoned in Blue Moon Canyon, Nevada, with no one on board but his dead engineer.
Whoa, spooky. Have any theories?
No, but I can tell you one thing. There's more to the people on board this train than meets the eye, including Lori.
What makes you say that?
Just a feeling I get.
Ow! Bess, watch it! Oops. Sorry.
What happened?
She just got paint all over my face. I didn't mean to. Trust me, nobody on that train could possibly be any more dangerous than Bess with a loaded paintbrush in her hand. Ha ha.
I've never heard that before.
I get the definite feeling Lori Gerard has a thing for Tino Balducci.
I saw him on TV once. He is very cute.
Lori thinks he's the world's greatest detective.
And you don't?
Let's just say I'm glad he doesn't work for our police department.
I think the only reason he's famous is because he looks good on camera. Well, I think you two are being way too hard on him. Just because he's good looking doesn't mean he can't also be smart. In fact, maybe Balducci tries to look incompetent on purpose. You know, to give the bad guys a false sense of security so it's easier to catch them. Ever think of that? No, Bess, I never did. Well, there you go.
Has either of you been to Copper Gorge, Colorado?
Never heard of the place. Why?
Well, that's where the train I'm on is headed. Apparently Jake Hurley buried his wife Camille there after she died on the train.
She died on the train? Ew, creepy.
John Gray has set up a bunch of equipment in Camille's train car in hopes of documenting distortions in the electromagnetic field caused by her residual energy.
Say what? He's looking for Camille's ghost. Don't you ever watch him on TV? Just because I watch him doesn't mean I understand him.
I've never heard that before. That was awesome.
If I told you that I needed a hint, what would you say?
I'd say it's about time. I'd say fire away.
What's the deal with the grid with all the letters that's in the caboose?
The idea is to form names out of adjacent letters. Just push on a letter, then push on a letter that's next to it. And keep doing that until you've spelled out a name. When that name drops out, try spelling another one. As for what names to spell, take a good look at the letter Jake sent to Ruth.
Duh.
What to do with the letters you end up with. I'd like to draw you a map, but I can't.
Okay, thanks a bunch.
You're welcome a bunch.
Goodbye.
I forgot to look at that. That's what I'm doing. Ugh.
The 3rd of November, 1901, from somewhere in Colorado. Dear Ruth, I know that we've never met, but now that your father, my estranged brother, is gone, you are my only living relative. I am writing to you to tell you about my mind before I, too, depart this earth, and its location is lost forever. I cannot tell you outright where it is, lest this epistle fall into the wrong hands, but with the information which follows, and with my train, which shall be yours upon my death, I promise that you'll be able to find it. First, you will need a map. To obtain it, know that my travels have taken me all over this great country, to towns which can be difficult to find, to Calico, Silverado, and Central City, to Dodge City, Virginia City, and Tombstone. To locate the mine on the map, you'll need my projector. When it comes to placing the stones, you'll need to ask someone who holds a warm place in my heart. I have stored his name accordingly, but to retrieve his name, you'll have to give the dolls an order. This will require looking inside Camille's dancing shoes for the name of their maker, and wearing the shoes as you perform her favorite step on the dance floor. As for my beloved Camille, she has 4 words for you, words which, when translated into numbers and used in combination, will help power my projector. But alas, she's taken them with her to her grave. So go to Copper Gorge, Colorado, and pay your respects, and let some of her goodness rub off on you. I promised Camille that this train would always be her home. In return, she promised to never leave, and indeed she never has. People say I'm crazy, but I've seen her, and heard her, and feel her presence on the train even today, 20 years after her untimely death. So above all else, my dear niece, let nothing happen to my train. It holds wonderful things. Kindest regards, Jake Hurley.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
Hey, what's going on?
The name of the company that made Jake's wife's dancing shoes is too faded to read, but to find Jake's mine, I need to know what it is.
Hey, I know what you can do. Take a picture of them with your cell phone, then send it to us, and we'll check them out for you.
But I thought you guys had to paint Bess's room.
Boring. Besides, we're going to have to take a break soon because we're almost out of paint. Probably because Bess has gotten more on me than she has on the walls. Anyway, send us a picture of the shoes via cell phone as soon as you can.
Actually, I already sent you a picture of the shoes.
Well then, hey, we're on it.
Ah, you guys are the greatest.
I know. Need anything else?
Talk to you soon.
Okay. Well, George, back to work.
That must be the projector Jake mentioned in his letter to Ruth. I wonder if this has something to do with that list of cities Jake mentioned in his letter to Ruth. Guess I'm done. Strange. All that's left is a jumble of letters. Looks like I need to enter 8 letters into this thing. The question is, which 8 letters? Jake's mine must be somewhere on this map, but where?
Well, it's the little lady detective. What do you need?
I found Lori. She was hiding in the caboose.
Oh, yeah?
It turns out that slug wasn't so worthless after all.
That slug? I mean, I knew that slug was a clue. That's why I gave it to you. I mean, I could have found Lori no sweat. But I thought, hey, why not give somebody else a shot? And you came through. Nice job.
Thank you.
But look, from now on, if you come across anything that may have something to do with Jake Hurley and his mind, let me know, okay? Just so I can, give you advice, help you sort things out. After all, the opportunity to work side by side with a world-famous police detective doesn't come along every day, you know.
How did you and Lori meet?
We met at a party in New York. Nice girl. Not a lot upstairs, but nice girl.
She seems to have a thing for your eyes.
Yeah, she always told me they were... I mean, she told me once that she thought they were very, brown.
What do you think happened to Jake Hurley?
He probably died trying to work that mine of his all by himself. But I'll let you in on a secret. I'm onto something that could crack this case wide open.
When did I turn it off? I saw that it was off. Huh. Thank you for telling me. No, but what I said there was, I've seen and heard a lot of people say how like they dislike Tino Balducci, but that is the first time I've ever seen someone say that about him. So that is like amazing. How long has it been off? I don't remember me doing it.
What did you find?
Sorry, can't go into detail. Let's just say that thanks to yours truly, what happened to Jake Hurley won't be a mystery much longer.
Thanks for your help.
Not a problem.
Okay. Thank you. So, what device are you all watching me on?
What's up?
I found Lori safe and sound in the caboose, so I guess those vibes you got about her being in serious trouble were wrong.
Strange. My vibes are never wrong. What's even stranger is I'm still getting them. So maybe they're not about Lori. Maybe they're about you.
Me? I'm not in any trouble.
Trust me, Either you or Lori is, or soon will be, in big trouble.
Could you be more specific?
Dun, dun, dun.
Unfortunately, no.
Thanks, dude. So you just say, oh, hey, you're gonna be in trouble soon, but I don't know why.
I won't keep you any longer.
Take care.
Thanks, dude. Okay, let's just keep going back down the cars. Down the train, I should say, and telling people.
Yes?
I found Lori. She's in the caboose. You were right. She disappeared because she wanted to see which of us would find her first.
And you won. Congratulations.
The others on the train, John Gray and that police detective, do you know them very well?
I don't know them at all. Needless to say, I don't watch television, so I've never even seen Mr. Gray before. Although I do know that his profession, if you can call it that, is rife with crackpots. As for Mr. Balducci, from what I've read, his success in solving those robberies was less a matter of talent and more a matter of being in the right place at precisely the right time.
Nice. Oh, what phone did you get, if you don't mind my, asking?
In other words, you don't think he deserves all the attention he's getting?
No. You and those two Boy Scouts you're with would make better detectives.
Thank
Is that all,
you!
dear?
Did you know that Lori wants to be a romance novelist?
Doesn't everyone?
Do you think she could do it?
No. Could we please talk about something a little more pleasant?
Well, I'll let you go.
All right, then.
Is this Jake and his wife?
Yes. From what I've read, Camille loved to sing and dance, even in death, apparently. Jake reportedly told people that after she died, he would sometimes see strange glowing lights outside the windows at night, bobbing gracefully alongside the train as if dancing with it. He said he found the sight very comforting. I suspect normal people would have found it terrifying.
That's cool. I have the iPhone 10s Max, 10X Max, whatever the heck it's called. I don't know.
Hey, Nancy.
What's with the Cheshire Cat grin?
You found Lori.
Yep, she's holed up in the caboose, and as a reward for finding her, she let me have this. It's a letter from Jake to his niece in which he leaves clues telling her how to find his mine. Only the clues are extremely obtuse.
You found Lori, you got the letter with all the clues. Guess you don't need us anymore.
Oh, Joe, quit pouting. Want any help?
Are you kidding? You bet I do.
Now you're talking.
So, okay, I don't know if any of you all are like book nerds. You know, like you read books a lot, you know, like different genres like suspense, mystery, romance. But have you ever just like finished a good book, you know, and like sit it down in front of you, just kind of like lean forward, you know, and then it's like, you know, it's like you gotta like let it sink in, like all like the wonderful or horrible ending, depending on what book you read. But like, I did that today. It's just like so fun. I hate that feeling and also love it because, you know, because I finished a book, but yay, because I finished a book. It's a difficult. It's like an endless cycle.
Balducci wants me to share everything I find out about Jake Hurley with him.
I'll bet he does.
He just doesn't want you to show him up again.
Yeah, he wants you to do all the legwork so at the last minute, bam, he can swoop in and grab all the credit.
I wouldn't tell him a thing, Nance.
Unless it's to get lost.
I freaking love Joe. Ow. Ow, my feet. Oh. I've never heard of that type of phone. But granted, I've been an iPhone, you know, this type of phone user since I was like 13. So
It stands to reason that the only person other than Jake who had to have known the location of Jake's mine was the engineer on Jake's train.
Very true.
Not necessarily. Jake might not have told him the exact location. Maybe he just had him drop him off somewhere nearby.
Well, still, we'd be way ahead of the game if we knew where that drop-off point was.
If the engineer had any surviving relatives, we may be in luck.
The guy died more than 100 years ago. How are we supposed to find out his name?
Maybe Charlena What's-Her-Face could tell us how to go about it.
Good idea, Frank. I'll ask her. I found a diagram for some kind of contraption that Jake designed, but to operate it you need his pickaxe and some kind of lamp or lantern, which it looks like he gave to somebody named Buell.
Buell? Joe, show her!
Show her what?
That old picture we found!
Okay.
We found this on the bookshelf. See? Buell's Supplies and Pawn Shop. That's gotta be the same Buell Jake gave his axe and lantern to.
Yeah, 100 years ago. And the guy was a pawnbroker, Frank. The stuff's probably long gone.
Or maybe it's still somewhere in Copper Gorge.
Well, that's where we're headed, so let's just hope for the best.
Right.
See you in a bit.
You know where to find us.
Okay. I'm hoping I can get to our destination before I get off. Cause I'm exhausted. And I'm in desperate need of cocoa. Cause I'm freezing.
More questions?
Although I'm starting to get used to the feeling, so I don't know if it's cause like I'm getting warm or I'm just getting numb.
How would I go about finding out the name of Jake's train engineer?
If you're smart, you'd ask me. And because my work is going surprisingly well, during my next break, I'll log onto my archives at home and see what I can turn up.
That'd be great, thank you.
Whoever invented the cellular modem, that's whom you should thank, dear.
I'll touch bases with you later.
Let me know if you run across anything juicy.
Oh, that's creepy. Meh. Hey Christy, did you ever read the book Black Rose? Is it you? Must be doing something. My mind's blanking. What am I doing? Mind is blanking. Nope. Wrong one. There we go.
Hello?
Me again. Just checking to see whether you were able to find out the name of those dancing shoes yet.
Your wish is our command. But hang on to your hat. The name is a real mouthful. The shoes were made by Chaussette Chateauyantes. C-H-A-U-S-S-E-T-T-E-S. C-H-A-T-O-Y-A-N-T-E-S. That's French for shimmering socks. Apparently, if you were into dancing in the 1870s, that was the company to get your shoes from.
Chaussette Chateauyantes. Got it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for letting us help.
Nice.
Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Whoa!
Ah!
Somebody must have thrown the emergency brake.
Why did that scare me?
The question is, did somebody throw the brake? Or something?
Oh, Joe, now you sound like Lori.
Hey, I was the first one on the scene, and I saw no one.
Who was the next person on the scene?
John Gray. Then Balducci came bursting through one door while Frank and the engineer came through the other. Boy, was that guy ticked. He said the train could have derailed. He reset the brake, muttered a few choice words, then headed back to the engine just as you and Lori showed up.
Everybody was there except Charlena. I don't think she left her laptop the whole time.
Wow.
Do you think she could have thrown the brake and snuck back to her laptop without your seeing her?
Not likely, but possible, I guess.
The question is, why? What did she or anybody else stand to gain by stopping the train?
Answer? Nothing. Which is why I think we should at least consider the possibility that something less human in nature may be at work here.
Ah, Joe.
I'm going to see if Balducci's done dusting for fingerprints. Catch you later.
She couldn't have thrown the emergency brake and then went back to her computer because she would have, one, how to have dealt with the sudden stop, and then also getting across from one car to the other and then sitting back down before Frank and Joe could get up from their, you know, like from their seats. So, very, very unlikely. You know, for what I can remember, that book was really good. Granted, I read it 10 years ago, so.
Glad you dropped in. Lori told me she'd given you a letter from Jake Hurley that says how to find his mine.
I didn't mention it before because it's very bizarre.
Lori should have given that to me. I mean, I'm the trained professional around here. Let me take a look.
Excuse me, who found her? Who was just sitting down doing nothing? You! I found her.
I've seen enough. 2 words. Useless. Those are just the rantings of a guy who spent way too much of his life swirling mud around in Pandora in the hot sun. 5-star nut job.
Lori says she found this letter in a wastebasket.
Exactly where it belongs.
Yeah? Yeah, there's no way she could have pulled it because Frank and Joe, or at least Frank would have. No, wait, he said Frank and the Balducci, so. If you really think about it, that doesn't make sense because Frank and Joe never leave that spot. But in, you know, the grand scheme of things of, you know, of them moving around throughout the game but you never see it, they just happen to be in the same spots whenever you see them. Frank would have to be near, you know, like where Tino is here, or like he and then Tino like switch places with Joe, and then they walking off somewhere else. It's just confusing, and now my head hurts. Ugh.
Did you find any fingerprints on the emergency brake handle?
None that were any help, thanks to Casey Jones up there. I told the old geezer not to touch anything, but he went and got his big, fat, oily paw prints all over the place. If we didn't need him to drive the train, I'd charge him with obstruction of justice.
Did you do anything else besides look for fingerprints?
Of course. As a matter of fact, I found this. Probably fell out of the perp's pocket while he was yanking on the handle.
Looks like some kind of thermometer.
Yeah, like the kind a certain ghost hunter uses on that bogus show of his.
You think John Gray threw the brake? But why would he do that?
Because they're thinking about axing his show, that's why. I checked with this buddy of mine in L.A. Gray's gotta come up with something real big real soon, or he's toast. And you can't get much bigger than a train with a spooky past that's prone to strange accidents, now can ya?
Have you confronted John with your suspicions?
All in due time. I always like to get my ducks in a row before I make an arrest.
You're going to arrest him?
Hey, the train could have derailed. We're talking reckless endangerment, attempted assaults, maybe even attempted murder. John Gray wanted publicity. That's exactly what I'm gonna give him.
You've been a big help.
Not a problem.
So, question. How close am I to getting to Copper Gorge? Because I can't remember what else I have to do. Like, I don't have to do the doll thing, and then, well, the dance thing, and then the doll thing. You know, I get that. I just don't remember at, like, after that.
What's up?
So are you making any progress in here?
Oh yeah, not only am I getting some real unusual EMRs, that's electromagnetic readings, but take a look at this.
Frankly, I'm not into this ghost stuff,
But
so
no!
I think I'll pass.
No problem. Need something else?
Are you by any chance missing a small digital thermometer?
Whoops. Sorry.
Yeah, as a matter of fact I am. When I went through the box I'd packed them in, that one over there, I came up one short. I was hoping to set up at least 6 in here so I could check for cold spots. How did you know I was missing one?
Because Tino Balducci found it by the emergency brake handle when he was dusting it for fingerprints, and now he thinks you're the one who pulled it.
That's ridiculous. I didn't have any reason to pull the emergency brake.
Is it true that your show is in danger of being canceled?
Newsflash, my show was canceled. Happened last night. But what nobody knows yet is that it's been picked up by a major TV network. Not only am I still on the air, but I'm sitting prettier than ever. Any other questions?
Were you in this room the whole time prior to that emergency brake thing?
Of course not. I made a couple of trips to my compartment in the sleeping car to get more equipment. But did I get an overpowering urge to pull the emergency brake while I was there? No.
Well, I'll catch you later.
Pleasure talking to you.
Okay, I think the heat's on because now I'm starting to feel nice and toasty, so that's good. I don't feel like I'm turning into a popsicle. I still want some hot cocoa. I might give me some chili. We made chili last night, so that sounds good. Okay, trying to think, my mind is blanking. I might need your help. Okay. Nah, I don't want that. The question now is, how does that help me give the dolls an order?
Locked, naturally. Wonder how you open it. Wonder how you're supposed to get this open. Darn, the name of the shoes is so faded I can't tell what it is. Maybe Bess and George can help me figure out who made them.
That's right. Square and a duck, right? Need to get that and then open it, and then there's something inside. That's right. So I just need to get the square and the duck. Okay, that shouldn't be too hard. Why is it not working? There we go. No. Okay, what do I do here? So now I'm stuck. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Yes, I'm not getting this. I think I need another slug. Okay, so at least I know I can get the square. How do I... Where is the, dance steps? No! I know where it is. I remember. Nope, I was right the first time. I remember. Yay! Okay. Orange. Blue. Green. Red. Purple. Yellow.
Wilson Carbide and Acetylene Works. Always your friend, Thomas Wilson. Looks like a pattern for some kind of dance step. Maybe I'd better keep this.
Okay, so now we can do the dance steps. I might need your help or to do a walkthrough to do the doll puzzle because I've never been good at that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What? No! Just guessing at this point. Eight, 9. Okay, I had it right. Okay. No, mess up. Okay, so it goes here. And then boom. And then boom. Then boom. And then boom. Okay. Didn't do it right. But I'll do it this time. I'm just gonna get my phone out and take a picture of it. Oh, I got it! Sorry about covering that.
Guess Camille liked to collect dolls.
Okay. I need help. I'm gonna go ahead and get a walkthrough up on my phone, just be on the safe side. It's gonna take me a minute to type it out. Nancy drew the last train to Blue Moon Canyon walkthrough. Okay, got it. Boom, boom. Boom. There we go. There we go. That's cool. I know what to do. I know what to do. Thanks, Christy.
With any luck, I just opened the stove in the dining car.
Yes.
I wonder if that eagle has something to do with the eagle in that painting in the dining car.
I'm not gonna try that right now. Gotta go all the way. Ooh.
What is that?
That'd be scary. That'd be like really scary.
James Thurston.
I hereby agree to pay James Thurston the sum of $9 a week plus room and board in return for his services as the engineer of my train. Frank, Joe, guess what I found?
Nancy, you missed it.
Missed what?
The argument of the century.
Joe, he's exaggerating.
Oh, come on. You heard them. They were ready to tear each other to shreds.
Who?
Charlena and Lori.
All we heard was the tail end of it, and unfortunately we really couldn't make out what they were saying.
So you don't know what they were arguing about?
No.
But whatever it was, both of them were absolutely out of their minds, livid.
And it would probably be a good idea to find out why.
Let me look into it. I'll talk to you later, okay?
You know where to find us.
More questions?
What were you and Lori arguing about earlier today?
Lori and I? We weren't arguing. We were simply discussing a topic about which both of us are passionate, that's all.
Were you discussing her wanting to be a romance novelist?
No. And even if we were, that's really none of your business. I know that sounds harsh, but really, Nancy, eavesdropping is so tacky.
Actually, it was Frank and Joe Hardy who overheard you. They said I should talk to you before they gave me all the gory details, but since you obviously don't want to tell me your side of the story, I'll just have to get the scoop from them.
No, you don't have to do that. A storyline that Lori submitted to me found its way into my last book, despite the fact that she never received compensation for it. She's reading the book now, and when she got to that part, she freaked.
You stole one of her ideas?
She had no business sending me unsolicited material. But technically, yes. Now legally she can't prove anything, and I'm certainly not about to admit anything, and it's not as if she needs the money. But that's what we were arguing about. For what it's worth, I'm going to talk to this producer I know to see if he'll cast Lori in his next movie. It'll help ease my conscience, and who knows? She could wind up being a star. I mean, she is blonde.
Well, I'll let you go.
All right, then.
Hey, how's it going?
I think I know the name of Jake Hurley's engineer. James Thurston.
Great! What else do you know about him?
Well, nothing.
Good.
Good?
Yeah, finding out more about him will give us something to do. We'll look into it.
Tino found one of John Gray's thermometers by the emergency brake handle and is getting ready to throw the book at him.
John Gray threw the emergency brake? Why would he do that?
Tino thinks it's because John's TV show is in danger of being canceled. But when I asked John, he told me his show was just picked up by a broadcast network.
I still say there's less to all this than meets the eye, if you get my drift.
I get your drift, Joe. I have lived with your drift for years. I am saddled with your drift.
All right, all right.
See you soon.
Sounds good.
I love that so much. Okay, how come I can't, go to Copper Gorge? It's not there. I'm not I haven't arrived at my destination yet.
Hey, glad you stopped in. You gotta listen to this.
What have you got?
I put this digital recorder in the corner where Camille showed up in that picture, and turned it on so it would just keep recording. Now when you play it back at normal volume, all you hear is background noise.
Talk to freaking Joe again?
But when you turn the volume way up and run the signal through a filter or two, hear that?
I hear something. It kind of sounds like a woman singing.
Not just any woman.
Camille.
So be careful what you say in here. She's listening.
I won't keep you any longer.
Goodbye.
Okay, I'll go talk to them again. Nope, wrong way.
Hey, how's it going?
Were you able to find anything out about Jake's engineer, that James Thurston guy?
Good news and bad news. The good news is he had a wife in Copper Gorge, so he may have had children.
The bad news is our internet service provider stopped providing before we could use our cell phones to find out anything else.
That's okay. We can do more checking when we get to Copper Gorge.
Right.
Yay. Copper Gorge. That's cool. Okay, everybody, hope you all enjoyed my stream. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Sorry for like the 20-minute delay that I wasn't on. Like I said, for some reason my app just wouldn't show me that I was live, and it's like, I know I'm live. It says so. It says I'm live. Don't know why it's not going. But hey, thank you all so much for the help. Hope you all enjoyed my stream. Hope you all will be able to join me tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Time when I continue playing Arthur Morgan's story in Red Dead Redemption 2. If you all want, you can go on my YouTube channel, which is down below for you all. And you can watch part 1 so you get caught up before I play tomorrow. Christine, you are welcome for the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you all enjoyed my stream. The links to all of my social media are down below for you all. If you're watching this on Twitch, be sure to click the purple heart above me so you can notify whenever I go live via email, or I think you can get it set up through text. I've never actually done it. But if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, be sure to click the red subscribe button down below, click the like button to support my channel, and click the bell icon so you get notified whenever I post videos. Hope you all enjoyed my stream, and I will talk to you again next week. I'm getting, oh my gosh, I get my sign-offs mixed up because I have a sign-off that I say when I'm streaming and a sign-off when I say when I'm doing just like normal YouTube videos. So it's all going like meshed together. Okay, I'll talk to you again tomorrow. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. I posted on my social media sites before I go live. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Said it right that time. Bye, guys.
You know me. When I make a promise.
Resist your desire for revenge, Altair. Speak truth, and they will see their error.
He executed our youngest son, Maria. He deserves to die.
Now, if I don't capture my former brother in arms, great harm will befall my family.